If you're driving in the gig economy, really any platform, rideshare or delivery, you get requests sent to your phone. But as a driver, when should you cancel those requests? My name's Mike, and I've driven thousands of trips and transactions in the rideshare, delivery space, and more. So in this video, I'm going to go over my reasons for canceling, why I do it so often to help you out on the road. So first, let's clarify canceling versus rejecting an order. And again, we'll use order or ride, let's say interchangeably here. It just depends on the platform that you're using. But let's say delivery. When you reject an order, that's the same as denying an order. These apps send you the request, you look at the request, and for whatever reason, you don't want to take it, so you simply don't accept. A lot of these apps, there's going to be a big accept button to actually accept that potential ride or transaction coming through. You could deny an order for a lot of reasons. Maybe the miles just don't make sense. Maybe it's way too far. Or if you're driving rideshare, maybe it's just not quite headed in the direction that you want to go. Or it could be pay. For some of these apps that show you pay ahead of time, maybe the pay just doesn't make sense. So as a driver, you simply let that request time out. Now, canceling a request is after you've accepted that ride or that order. Now, since you've accepted, you're given more of that ride or delivery information. Now, in general, canceling a ride or a delivery is very, very rare. You don't do it in a lot of scenarios. And my completion rate, let's say on DoorDash, for example, is 99% because I basically never cancel. But here's what I do. Number one, an emergency. Now that's obvious. If there's an emergency, you just can't complete that ride or that order. And some of these apps actually list the reasons of why you're canceling, and that an emergency is listed. Number two, on delivery, a restaurant is closed. I've had this happen several times. You arrive, it is dark for whatever reason. There was a mix-up in the apps. Maybe the hours were listed incorrectly, or something happened, that restaurant needs to close. Of course, you need to cancel that order. This reason is also listed in the DoorDash Dasher app, for example. DoorDash will ask you to confirm the restaurant is closed if you can see hours or revised restaurant hours, or sometimes asking to take a picture. Number three, really the only other reason I cancel is based on strategy, but I use this one very, very sparingly. I so rarely cancel in this scenario because it has to be a very specific scenario for this to even happen. Now, this is when you're driving on two different apps, and this does cross any kind of niche in the gig economy, rideshare or delivery. If you're online with both, with Uber and Lyft, or DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, what have you, if you're online with several apps, you're just really waiting for a request to come through. Typically, you're online with several apps because it's slow. Now, a request comes through, a $8 ride or delivery, let's say, $8, pretty good, and you accept it. So you click navigate, you're about to pull away, and you get another request from that other app, this time a, let's say, $14 request. Now, you've already accepted that first order, but basically at the same time, you received a second order that is better paying. Let's assume the miles are better, everything's better about this second delivery or ride request. In those scenarios, I may and have canceled that first order to accept that second order. And this only happens if that other request comes through before you can cycle to that second app and go offline. So we're talking about maybe a 10-second window from switching from this app to this app and going offline. And not only are you getting a request, but this second request has to be significantly better than this first one. If you're driving on several apps, don't abuse this cancel scenario for several reasons. The more and more you cancel, that of course increases your cancellation rate. Having a high cancellation rate on a lot of these apps can get you deactivated. And depending on these app algorithms, in my opinion, this may make you look bad as a driver in the eyes of these algorithms. This is just my opinion and a theory, but these apps consider a lot of factors in deciding who gets that next request. If their app determines that they can't rely on you for that ride or that delivery, and you have also a very high cancellation rate versus everyone else, you may be less favored. So those are really the only scenarios in which I cancel. But let me know your thoughts down below. When do you cancel? Do you use these strategies or do you have other scenarios? If you've enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, and make sure to check out the first link in my description. That's for my Amazon storefront for the very best accessories in the delivery space. Click or tap the screen now for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.